to the field. I will activate the castle first. Maybe we draw something better. Okay, well then in this case, Ariel. Alright, and we're back in Magic Arena today. As you can see, I made it into Mythic quite well with my Gruul deck, and so I think I'm gonna give grinding a rest for a while, so I will be mostly shooting my videos in unranked for now. I wanted to make a historic vampires deck originally, but I realized for some of the newer players out there, maybe I should make a mono black version of vampires. So I came up with this little deck right here. Put this down here. So basically this is Obosh vampires. For those of you that were around in the previous standard, you may be familiar a little bit with the whole vampire archetype. Like if I can find my old deck a second, I can show you a bit. Where is it? Okay. Like this is basically my old vampires deck, which would basically put down Sorin, -3, put down the Champion of Dusk, and then draw a ton of cards and just keep on comboing off like that. The version that I will be playing today, however, will be loosely based on this, but instead of that we are running the mono black vampires package, so it's easy to put them out. So how does the deck function? So first of all, we have our 1-drop vampires and the cat oven, because cat oven is quite good, but instead of having a very big payoff with the Sorin, we are playing a bloodthirsty aerialist. Our bloodthirsty aerialist does is every time you gain life, you get a +1/+1 counter. So the goal of the deck is kind of to get your aerialist on the field and keep gaining life with your Cauldron Familiar and your Vampire of the Dire Moon. On top of that, you also have Murderous Rider, which can get rid of opponent creatures like Loris or even a token if you're facing a Yorion deck. Plus this is a lifelinker when you put it down, which will also help to keep on buffing up your bloodthirsty aerialist. You have Bastion of Remembrance, which combos quite well with Sorin. So what you do is you have the Remembrance on the field, and then with Sorin you can sacrifice your weak vampires in order to deal damage to the opponent, gain life, which will buff the aerialist, and then on top of that you will also gain life from the Bastion, which will buff this thing even further. And then to top off your entire curve, we have Obosh, a 5-drop, which will just make everything deal double damage. Do keep in mind that things like Cauldron Familiar, it says your opponent loses life. Same with Bastion of Remembrance, is also your opponent loses life. So even though they're taking damage, this does not count as dealing damage for the Obosh, so don't be surprised if your damage is not doubled when you do that. In my footage today, I managed to get a couple of fun games again. Like the most notable ones were a Yorion deck running Esper Yorion. I had a game against Gruul Fires and another game against Rakdos Sacrifice. Those are the 3 games I will be featuring in this video today. So I hope you enjoy the footage, and if you want to see my historic vampires deck updated for the current meta and played on this channel, please let me know. I do really like the Sorin Imperious Bloodlord card. I even have a foil version in Paper Magic, because this used to be one of my go-to decks during the M20 FNM, but right now it's kind of weak because he does not have any good -3 payoffs other than Epic Year of Blood, but it is what it is. I think this deck is still quite solid against the current metagame, and I think especially for new players, this is very easy to navigate. It teaches quite a bit of mechanics, like using drill bit to choose the right targets in the opponent's hand. You have some removal, you have triggered abilities. I think for a beginning player that wants to learn how to play Magic well, this is the way to go, and you should be able to get to at least gold rank or maybe even platinum with something like this. So if you have the wildcards and you like a vampire sub-team, you should really give this a try, especially since a lot of these cards are already in your collection from all the freebies that Wizards of the Coast gives to new players. Anyways, that's all from me. So this is Kugane from Kugane Gaming. If you do enjoy my video, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It does help me out a lot. Also, I'm almost at 100 subscribers, just a little push further and I should be able to reach that goal and be able to create a YouTube URL finally, so I don't have a string of random letters and numbers. And that's all from me. See you all tomorrow with another video, and I hope you like the footage. Take care. Up against Dr. Panzer and his hand. I guess I will keep it. Let's see if we can draw a third land. We are good to go. We will be able to put down the Sorin and drop the Aerialist onto the field. There's another Vampire of the Dire Moon, that's quite useful. Do need that land though. And a drill bit, so we can try to get rid of a Fires of Invention or a Looker if he has that in his hand. Oh, he's on Esper. Well, let's have a look. Oh, so many board wipes. But I think it's still the best to get rid of the Doom Foretold here. This is quite late, so let's get rid of the Doom Foretold and just minimize the amount of damage he can do with the board wipes. I think I will actually sacrifice one of the vampires here. Back in first. I almost sacrificed it there. I will sacrifice a vampire here because if he board wipes next turn, then I think I will lose my Aerialist. So let's do this. Okay, well they did not drop a land, so they might be mana screwed. So I will put down the Aerialist now then, and if they do clear it, then oh well, then just the way it is. And like this, we should be able to win next turn. If we draw a land, we can Obosh and deal a massive amount of damage. Okay, perfect. Obosh comes down. This should be the game. I can, let's see. There we go. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, we're up against Dende. Let's have a look. We have an early 1-drop that can buff itself, and we can drill bit on turn 2. So this is a definite keep. They are on a Lurrus build though, so it's quite dangerous, but let's have a look. Okay, put down the Knight of the Ember Legion now, and next time we can attack in, and oh, okay, the opponent is starting to steal our stuff again, and drill bit, see what's going on in their hand. I think I will get rid of the Call of the Death Dweller simply because they do not have a sacrifice outlet for the Claim the Firstborn. Maybe we can get them to waste the Claim the Firstborn now. Okay, they do not. Alright then, so I could Murderous Rider the Robber of the Ridge, but I kind of want to keep it for the Lurus, so let's keep this up on blocks. If he wants to attack in, he has to use his Claim the Firstborn now, which is quite useful. We may take quite a bit of damage if he does buff our knight after that. Let's see what he does. Okay, so Claim the Firstborn is gone. This will potentially cost us 4 damage, but I think it's better than them sacrificing it. Unless they have a sacrifice outlet now, I don't know. Should I Murderous Rider? I guess not, I guess not. Because they're gonna keep getting stuff off the top of our deck, which is quite annoying. They got a Murderous Rider of ours there. Ooh, my Ebon Legion turned around there, you saw that? Okay, so they use that now. That's a bit of a shame. We're in a bit of trouble now, to be honest. Put down the knight for sure. Keep it on blocks, keep the Murderous Rider up to get rid of a Lurus if need be. Let's put down this. Let's put down this. I will gladly trade into the knight, and then maybe we can lure out the... well, he has an Artisan Fiend now. I was kind of hoping to block the Robber of the Ridge and then lure out the Lurus next turn, but I guess in this case I will just block one of these instead. Could put down the Obosh, but I think... let's just kill the Robber of the Ridge now, because he has too many cards that he... should we? I'm not sure what to do here. Like if I put down the... let's just kill it and put down the Murderous Rider after. At least we have a blocker and we can start gaining quite a bit of life next turn or so if you put down the Obosh. If he has a land though, he can bring back the Robber, but he has been quite mana screwed up until now, so let's see what he does. He can sacrifice something and maybe fetch another one from the deck. Yeah, he plays a knight now, so he does not have a land. That's good, that's good. Will he play the Lurus now though, or will he keep it? Yeah, he sacrifices the cat. Alright, well, I think we can out-heal that with the Murderous Rider, actually. Yes, with the Obosh on the field, the Murderous Rider will be healing for 6 each turn. And like this, we will be having an extra blocker. So even if he keeps replaying the Scorpion now, we should be in a good spot. Also, we can put the Epicure of Blood down, so every time the Murderous Rider heals some damage, then we can deal a bit of damage to them. I doubt he will attack in here, but if he does, I will gladly block with both of these. He does not attack. The Aerialist is quite good as well though. Let's put this down now because I can keep buffing it with the Murderous Rider. Let's not attack with that. Keep up blocks. This will heal me for 6. Blocks there, I see. Alright, alright. We are still able to buff the Knight of the Ebon Legion now, which is quite good, so we can even block something big this turn, like the Loris or Robber of the Rich. Cannot buff the Knight enough to block the Fiend Artisan, unfortunately. I might have so many of our cards now. Let's block like this. Maybe they will buff us something. I doubt they can, but in the worst case we just break our Knight. There we go. We will likely just replay the Rubber though, because they do have the Lurus on the field. Let's put this one down now because this represents extra damage. I will attack in with the Murderous Rider and the Aerialist. Okay, well the Murderous Rider does die, but we do get quite a bit of damage. One is really taking the time to consider what to do next. They could replay the Robber of the Rich, and that would open up quite a few cards from that they stole from us earlier. But they might leave it up as a blocker for the Aerialist, because right now the Aerialist is dealing 10 damage every turn. They put another creature on the field. Will they attack in with the Robber though? That's the question. I don't think they have... Do they have anything of mine that's 2 mana or less? Well, it has to be 1 mana then, but I guess that's not really worth effort. Okay, they bring a Scorpion onto the field. I will activate the castle first. Maybe we draw something better. Okay, well then in this case Aerialist will throw, and this should be lethal normally, but he can block with the Robber of the Rich. I think this puts him in a very difficult spot where he is forced to keep replaying the Robber, unless he has a way to remove my Obosh, of course, but even then he will need to keep on blocking the Aerialist at this point, so let's just keep on attacking, and with the Aerialist I can also put the Epicure of Blood down soon. Wish the aerialist had trample somehow, but oh well. Ah, perfect. Well, that should be the game then. And we attack in for 12 damage with our upside down vampire lady. There we go. Let's move on to the next game then. Alright, we're up against Hector. Let's have a look what our hand looks like. They do have Kahira. We can remove that with the Disfigure, so let's keep this. I will keep the Familiar in hand, so next turn I can Familiar plus Drill Bit in case they do remove my Knight. There we go. There goes the Knight. So I guess they are on some kind of a Fire's shell, I guess. Maybe Rule Fires? Yeah, definitely Gruel Fires. What to take though? Maybe I should take the Embercleave. But I can remove the Cavalier with my Murderous Rider and the Kahira with my Disfigure, so maybe get rid of the Shifting Ceratops to slow them down. We do need to find another way to deal with that Embercleave soon though. So I think they are playing the Gruel Fire deck that I also featured on the channel a while back. Hector, if you're watching this and you found the deck on my channel, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Okay, so I guess I will disfigure the Kahira here then. The good thing about the Cauldron Familiar with the Witch's Oven is that it will keep on buffing the aerialist each turn. There's the Fires of Invention. So let's do this now. We might be seeing, yeah, there's the Cavalier, but he cannot haste it in yet. So I think what I will do is Murderous Rider the Cavalier this coming turn. So then he does not have a target for the Embercleave. And we can Drill Bit him, that's good. So we can remove the Embercleave from his hand after we attack. Go in. Drill Bit. Oh, he has another Cavalier, but I think we're good because I can trigger the Cauldron Familiar twice, and some luck we can put down the Obosh and just attack for 10 damage next turn. He draws. But still, we can attack him for 10 damage next turn, I guess. So I removes the Cauldron Familiar, that's a bit annoying. But we can put down the Murderous Rider and then just sacrifice it to bring back the Cauldron Familiar, so it's not a huge deal. There's a land, so the Obosh can come down now. So I guess I will attack and then I can sacrifice. Oh, where's... Ah, my cat is exile, I see. I forgot that spell exiles creatures. I thought my cat was in the graveyard. Then I would have been able to sacrifice my Obosh or my Aerialist and just bring the cat back for the 1 damage, but... Questing Beast. Yeah, I think this is game. There we go. Well, that's it for today. I do hope you enjoyed the footage of this deck. See you all next time.